Mr. Platterman 1989 and TNA just wrapped up, and it was a great impact for July 15, I believe. I'm not even sure. Anyways, it was a great impact. Let's get things started. First, we have them announce the top 10 contenders with Abyss coming in at number 1, which I think is great. This heel turn that he has had has been phenomenal. I finally find him interesting again as a character, as a wrestler, etc., and he's going to face off one-on-one against Rob Van Dam, which, if you remember in 2005, Abyss's wars with Jeff Hardy and his match against AJ Styles that year, Abyss does great against a cruiserweight, high-flying type. Always puts great matches against people like that. So I think putting this as the main event for Hard Justice, assuming it's that main event, it's going to be fucking great. Great matchup. Can't wait to look forward to it. They have some great build-up already right away. Started talking shit to each other. Next we have some random Sarita and Sarah fucking Taylor Wilde type shit. I hope they keep this on Explosion. Not that I have something against those knockouts, but it was just weird the way that they aired it tonight. The clip and shit. Excuse me. Next, I believe we had Brian Kendrick versus Doug Williams in an I Quit match, no title, which I think it's silly to have them face off in an I Quit match. I'm assuming they're doing all these kind of gimmick matches on Impact during this month to build towards the gimmick hardcore Hard Justice pay-per-view. But don't give away too many of them now, because then you're going to have some repeating basically on the pay-per-view. But either way, it was an I Quit match. I thought this feud was done with. I was disappointed with the pay-per-view match, which I will talk about later in my review. But either way, Kendrick won. So now adds some, I don't know if this is going to lead to another Doug Williams defense. I don't understand the reason for them booking Brian Kendrick, continuing this feud and winning. So what I think should happen is that they turn into some kind of three-way and make the third person in there win, or have Doug Williams retain but move on to another feud. Okay, somebody else. I mean, yeah. So now we also had a Rob Terry versus Desmond Wolfe versus Samoa Joe match, because Desmond cost them the match at the pay-per-view, to a sense. This was... I hate seeing Rob Terry. Like I said, he still can't wrestle for shit, but if you watch footage of when he first came in, he's actually doing better than that. And, he doesn't seem to be injuring anybody, so I give him props for that. But I just don't want them I don't want to see them pushing this guy like this. What I would like to happen is, when the next time they bring somebody big into the company, somebody huge, have them squash. And I don't mean big as in a big name. I mean someone big, a big powerhouse that would work that role better. For example, if Bobby Lashley was to return, or if Batista was to debut, even though I hate Batista, I would want to see someone like Batista versus Rob Terry, and right away Batista takes Rob Terry out, and the next day that motherfucker's released, and that's the last we hear from him, and someone like Batista takes over that role. Either way, I like the finish of this match where Samoa Joe attacked the shit out of, with his big high-flying kick, and then took care of Desmond. But it's sad, Desmond's not even ranked right now, and he keeps falling and falling. Let's see what's gonna happen with that. We also had the beautiful people calling out Madison Rayne, and I think this is very interesting. I heard a rumor that I'm mad I heard, because it sounds very interesting, and I would love to see it happen in sometime 2010, and I think it will be great storyline wise. But I'm not gonna say what it is. But then we have this masked girl come out, and I know of another wrestler who I found out has motorcycle shops, loves motorcycles, etc., so rumors were she was... Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. Either way, I'm liking this angle. The only thing is that I don't know. I just wish Roxy was back. Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money. Yes, Motor City Machine Guns winning the tag titles was fucking finally awesome on Victory Road, and here they are, not defending it, but starting off a best of 5 against Beer Money, and they started it off with a ladder match. That was fucking great as well. I had a bunch of spots, gave it time, and then I love the finish where it looks like the Guns are going to win, and James Storm, being the heel that he is, comes in out of nowhere and breaks the glass bottle, even though this is plastic, on Saban's head, and he still's the winner. They're kind of doing this kind of angle with Brian Hebner and Earl Hebner. It seems like he keeps getting involved in his son's matches. I don't know if this is going to lead to maybe I'm overthinking things, but if I was to book this and I was booking this, I'll probably have it lead to a passing of the torch of sorts, so that Brian Hebner could basically take over full time and Earl maybe retire. I mean, Earl is pushing 60, so I don't see him jumping around taking bumps for much longer anyways, and he deserves a retirement. That has been working his fucking ass off for years, especially on Montreal when he screwed Brett. Yes! I'm just kidding. Anyways, so I don't know what's going on there. We had an angle with Matt Morgan and Mr. Anderson and the Pope, which I think was interesting. I don't know, I think Matt Morgan has what it takes to go places, but the fact that he came out all good and stuff, even though he just lost to Hernandez, and he's already moving on to another feud without still bitching about Hernandez, seemed kind of weird, but hey, you gotta move on. Now, then we had Jeff Hardy versus Jay Lethal. I love what they've been doing with Jay Lethal. Who would have known that it would have taken Ric Flair, Hogan, and Bischoff to finally get Lethal off of that machismo gimmick and finally taking places as a singles competitor actually named Jay Lethal without a gimmick. But it's finally going places. I'm a big fan of this guy. I wanted to see him world champ in 2008. I think he had the momentum, but here he is climbing the ranks, which is great. Either way, he faced off against Jeff Hardy once again. I know freaking Jay Lethal never thought in his mind that he would be winning continuous matches against AJ Styles, Desmond Wolfe, fucking Kazarian, and then competing in a main event match against Jeff Hardy. I know he's enjoying the ride right now, and that's great. Great. Anyways, good match. Jeff Hardy won, which doesn't hurt Jay Lethal's push. It's Jeff Hardy, for God's sakes. I think, honestly, Jeff Hardy should get a title shot at No Surrender, and be screwed by somebody, and, move on to the Monsters Ball. But either way, then we had the main event angle, which people have been hyping up, that saw iMPACT live, the tapings. They teased it on the website with pictures, and oh man, this was great. Now, some of the stuff was kind of sloppy, the way, because it's a big brawl. Big brawls end up being sloppy, at least at one point. But what made this really all worth it, besides all the build-up that it's been getting all these weeks, is the ending with Dixie Carter. Now, I did not expect that. I really did not expect that. When she just said that, I was like, what? What kind of confused me, though, was that Rob Van Dam was, confused as well when he was, also attacking people. So my best bet is that she was referring to the 4 original people, as in Tommy Dreamer, Raven, Steven Richards, and Rhino, but that all the other former ECW talents that joined in were just defending their brothers of the past, or if you want to call them that. But either way, I think TNA has some great momentum, and especially with this ECW invasion. Excuse me. And I really think that with Bound for Glory just 3 short months away in October. And they've been building this up for a long, long while, and they want to bring Paul Heyman in. I think that this should all accumulate, if that's the word, at Bound for Glory. It would be stupid if they waste this whole build up, all of it, on one pay-per-view in Hard Justice. So they could have this run for a couple months. It could run until after. It could run until Genesis. But have a big sort of TNA versus ECW kind of card on Bound for Glory. Main evented by Kurt Angle, the leader of TNA, versus Rob Van Dam, the leader of ECW, which would produce a fucking epic main event match at Daytona Beach. Mr. Platinum Man 1989 out. Stay tuned for more videos that are going to be uploaded soon. Peace.